Head Start on housing is so important to me and exciting for me because I think it's the best of what government can do, which is to coordinate across various silos. So what we have with the Head Start on housing is taking advantage of all the great Head Start services that are offered, the case management, the early childhood ed, and then pairing that with housing. So when families are unhoused and need housing, often they have so many other challenges that they need other supports. And Head Start on housing puts these two things together, one from the federal government, some from the state government, some from early childhood and some from housing, and say, you're one family and you deserve a state and a federal government that looks at you with one family and sort of with one set of services. One of the great parts about working across state agencies in Connecticut is that the Department of Housing and the Department of Early Childhood, along with some of our great consultants, have been able to make it much easier for families. Again, it's one family. And I think Head Start on housing is one of the sort of prime examples of how we're one state and we want to support family and child together as one unit. The Office of Early Childhood is about two generations. It's about the child and the family. So when we have a project like Head Start on housing, it's very clear that we're about the whole child, the whole family, and we understand that the child can't really be viewed separate from that unit and separate from what happens in the whole day. Having stable early childhood helps that parent as well. High quality early childhood education and stable housing are a combination that help children thrive for the future. And for many children, they can't count on stable housing, the same place, the same people every day. But when you provide stable housing to a family with young children, you help the child, you help the parent, and most important, you're really helping that young brain because, in those first 5 years are the most critical for cognitive development and making those connections that help kids be ready for school and life. We all want to support children and families. And sometimes I think if we work a little harder, look a little bit beyond our agency boundaries, whether it's Head Start or whether it's an Office of Early Childhood or a Department of Housing or a Department of Human Services, that we all work hard to understand that families see us as one. And the more we can appear as one and appear as there to support families, we can help them thrive in the future and we can make government a force of good in the lives of families. Thank you.
This program really gets to the heart of what we all are trying to accomplish, which is to prevent homelessness. And dedicating resources to our children is the most important thing for me. It just makes sense to partner with our sister organization. Our governor encourages us to all work together to make sure that we combine and bring our resources together so that we can be more effective. So having the Office of Early Childhood working with us, where we provide the housing, we provide the vouchers, and they provide the services, coordinate and provide that little bit of support that many of us has. We have families that support us, but some families don't have anybody. So that support, that caseworker really make a difference in somebody's life. So the impact that it's making in this family, some of them were living in substandard conditions, some of them were living in motels. And as you probably know, or everybody knows, a motel is not a place for children. They don't have a place to do their homework. They don't have a space to be able to relax, to be able to sleep well so that they can perform school. It really makes a difference and has prevented them from being in a shelter. Homelessness is something that nobody wants to experience. Nobody wants to be in a shelter. And sometimes, unfortunately, the conditions, you lose your job, you can't find a place that really can afford. You are conditioned to live in places that are not conducive, especially for children. So for me, children are the most important people that we need to take care of. They're the future. They're the people that are going to grow up. And I want to make sure that the children have a good place to be children, and then to start growing and be productive and be successful. I have kids, and I think that many of you that have children can sympathize with that. So that for me is prevention.